The Olympiastadion will be one of the 10 venues hosting matches at UEFA EURO 2024, operating under the name Olympiastadion Berlin during the tournament with a listed capacity of 71,000. The Olympiastadion sits within Olympiapark Berlin in Charlottenburg-Wilmersdorf, the fourth borough of Germany's capital. The stadium is the creation of architect Werner March, built in preparation for the 1936 Summer Olympics that Berlin had won the right to host in 1931. There were original plans to restore the Grunewaldstadion, a giant venue scheduled to host the 1916 Summer Olympics that were cancelled due to the First World War. By 1933, though, the Nazi Party had won election in Germany and had sights on using the upcoming 1936 Olympics to promote both their government and ideals. Adolf Hitler would order the creation of a leading sports complex and Olympic stadium for these games, the task handed to Werner March and his brother Walter. Construction of the Olympiastadion took place between 1934 and 1936, forming part of the 330-acre Reichssportfeld. March built the stadium with the foundations of the original giant Olympic venue, with its lower half located below ground level and having a maximum capacity of 110,000 people. The Olympia Park stayed in use up to and during the Second World War, suffering damage in places but only by machine gun fire rather than any bombing. By 1945 and the end of the war, the complex was under use by the British military, who renovated damaged buildings and made up their own desired conversions. The British forces would remain on the site until 1994, holding an annual celebration for the Queen's official birthday, where thousands of Berlin residents would be invited. 1963 brought about the invention of the Bundesliga, bringing about a national professional league for clubs in West Germany. 16 clubs from Germany's 5 regional Oberliga were selected as founding members, the lone team from the Oberliga Berlin being Hertha Berliner Sport Club. Hertha had formed back in 1892, German champions in 1930 and 1931. Their Bundesliga place came as the reigning dominant force in the Oberliga Berlin and were the logical choice to give the still giant Olympiastadion a permanent football tenant. Hertha would leave their old Stadion am Gesundbrunnen to make the move to Olympiapark Berlin. Hertha had played almost continuously at the Olympiastadion since 1963, the exception being a period between 1986 and 1988 where the club fell into the amateur leagues and moved to the smaller Posch Stadion in the borough of Mitte. Hertha remained permanently at the Olympiastadion since returning in 1988. West Germany would hold the 1974 FIFA World Cup, bringing the Olympiastadion back into the global spotlight again for the first time since the 1936 Olympics. It would only hold 3 games in total though, all of them Group A matches involving Chile. Host West Germany beat them 1-0 in front of over 81,000. East Germany drew 1-1 with Chile 4 days later in front of around 28,000, and around 17,000 saw Australia draw 0-0 with Chile 4 days further on. The difficult situation in West Berlin denied the Olympiastadion a chance to host games at UEFA EURO 1988, and the DFB as a result gave the stadium the chance to host the final of Germany's national cup, the DFB Pokal, for the next 5 years. That cup's final has gone on to be held exclusively at the Olympiastadion since 1995. It wouldn't be until 2006, well after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification of Germany, that the Olympiastadion came into use for a major international tournament again. In preparation for the 2006 FIFA World Cup, the Olympiastadion underwent major renovation work. The pitch was lowered by nearly 9 feet, with the lower tier of the stadium demolished and rebuilt at a new angle of inclination. The stadium's roof would be extended to over 37,000 square metres, based 68 metres above the seats, and containing transparent panels that allow natural sunlight to reach the ground during the day. Work took place between 2000 and 2004, done in plenty of time for the World Cup, where the Olympiastadion held a total of 6 games, including the final, where Italy beat France on penalties after a 1-1 draw. 69,000 was the official attendance for that game. The Olympiastadion has continued a legacy of major fixtures since. A group stage game between Germany and Canada at the 2011 FIFA Women's World Cup drew a crowd of over 73,000. In 2015, 70,442 were present to see FC Barcelona beat Juventus 3-1 in that year's UEFA Champions League final. Last year, the stadium would hold the opening ceremony of Berlin's 2023 Special Olympic World Summer Games. The modern-day Olympiastadion has a recognisable look both inside and out. 2 giant tiers each hold a combination of regular seats, press seats and premium lounge skybox seats. The upper tier sits at an angle of 23 degrees, the lower tier at a steeper angle of 25.4 degrees. It isn't the biggest stadium in Germany by overall capacity, but it is the largest that is entirely all-seater. The stadium's blue running track, purpose done to reflect the colours of Hertha BSC, is one of its standout features. In turn, there's the apparent hole at the western end of the Olympiastadion, which is purpose done to look out at the iconic bell tower. That tower was originally built like the Olympiastadion for the 1936 Olympics, but had to be rebuilt in the 1960s after being destroyed in 1947. Within the 77-metre tower was a 4.5-tonne Olympic bell, which no longer works after falling and cracking during the tower's initial demolition. The bell is still in place today, though, around the Olympiastadion's vicinity as a memorial. 2024 will see the Olympiastadion host its third major international football tournament. In total, the stadium will host 6 games. Spain v Croatia in Group B on Saturday the 15th of June, Poland v Austria in Group D on Friday the 21st of June, Netherlands v Austria in Group D on Tuesday the 25th of June, A2 v B2 in the round of 16 on Saturday the 29th of June, quarter-final 3 on Saturday the 6th of July, and the Euro 2024 final on Sunday the 14th of July. Will you be attending any of the Euro 2024 games at the Olympiastadion? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the Matchday Man for more stadium profiles like this one. I'll see you then.